morning, students. My name is Subhadeep Chakrabarty. I'm a faculty member from Department of Psychology. So today we'll be talking about the most famous experiment done in the history of humans, and also a contribution towards the media psychology. So today, as you can see, we're going to discuss about the Bobo doll experiment and its contribution towards media psychology. So as you can see, the topic, it's about the Bobo doll experiment, and it was a famous experiment which was conducted on 1960s during the time when aggression was a major topic of understanding by the scientists. So the famous scientists were B.F. Skinner and Sigmund Freud, as his contribution towards understanding of the learning of the aggression. Do we really learn from the aggression or we imit it? Okay, so Albert Bandura, back in its Stanford University, when he was a professor, when he was doing his PhD, so he challenged the theories, the two famous theories, the behaviorism and the psychoanalysis. So he challenged the theories and he came up with his own theory, which he named observational learning. The most famous and a groundbreaking experiment was conducted in Stanford University Nursery School, where he divided 72 students, children, with the age group of 5 to 6. Okay, so from the 5 to 6 age groups, he selected 72 students, out of which he made three different groups. First group was the aggressive model group, where he portrayed two aggressive models, one a female aggressive model and one the male aggressive model. And in the second room, he portrayed one non-aggressive model and one female non-aggressive model. And the third model was your non-group, where they will be not showed any kind of a model. So in the first group, where in the first class there were 6 boys and 6 girls for one female model, and there were 6 boys and 6 girls for one female model in a first class. And in second class, the non-aggressive model was same 6 boys and 6 girls for that female model, and for the male model it was 6 boys and 6 girls. And in the third group, which was a third class, it was only no one, it was only the students, and no model was showed to them. So once he was conducting the research, as you can see here, the experimental design, so he observed that in the first class, where the students were observing the aggressiveness of the teacher in the laboratory setting, where they were showing aggressive towards the Bobo doll. A Bobo doll is a kind of a doll where you hit the doll and it again stands up. Okay, it's a very famous, we all have played with it. I hope you guys know that. So once the Bobo doll was hit, the aggressiveness, and the female also showed some kind of aggression towards the model. So the students were observing that. And in second class, where they were shown teapots, soft toys, something like very much non-aggressive. And in the third class, nothing was shown, which was a control group. Okay, so once the experiment was conducted, what he did was the aggressive group model and the non-aggressive group model were put to a different class, a class which there were no models, there were no teachers, nothing was observed, where from the a corner, the Albert Bandura and his colleagues were observing. But as you know that he's a scientist, so he was observing the students. So front of the students, there were soft toys, something like animal clay pots, toy gun, and some kind of a Bobo doll was also there. So the most groundbreaking observation was that the students from the first group or from the first class, they randomly went towards the toys, the aggressive toys, and they picked it up and they played with them. So, and the ones who were from the non-aggressive groups, they played with the soft toys, which they observed it, right? And from the third group, the group which was showed no model, they were just playing with among themselves, just like as the kids play. Okay, so as you can see in the slides, that the first aggressive model, the boys were the one who showed more aggression than the girls. The girls also showed aggression, but in the form of non-verbal. In a non-verbal gestures, they showed aggression, but the boys, they showed aggression in the behavior model. Okay, so that's how we came up with the theory of social learning experiment. We name it the Bobo doll experiment. Okay, it was conducted in Stanford University. So with this experiment, he established the understanding of the human mind. Ki whatever we observe, whatever we see in our environment, we learn from them. So towards the contribution of the media psychology, this theory was very impactful in media psychology, as we know that whatever we see in Instagram, our Facebook, our media, our advertising, wherever we observe, we try to observe it and we try to connect with our unhealed traumas, and we try to seek validations, our expectations. Okay, so according to him, time, or you can say according to psychology, time equals to speed and distance. That's what we know according to the physics. But once you put the lens of psychology, time is a complexity created by each one of us. You call it children, you call it adult, or time is a complexity created by each human being, and in there each your complexity, we create a crisis of understanding each other. As we know that childrens are like a blank canvas, so whatever you paint or whatever you show to them, they learn from them and they contribute towards the society. Exactly right. So what we observe and what we don't observe, it's completely our understanding and our expectations and our needs that shape our personality towards through the media. So media plays a modern role in our life, from waking up in the morning to sleeping. We observe media, we see media, and also the digital minimalism, as you can see here, how to control this. So the controlling part should be that screen time and digital well-being, these kind of are the integrated apps created by the companies where you can control your child's understanding and what content they are observing, because again this experiment proves that whatever contents the child is observing or we as a human being are observing, it completely impacts our unconscious mind. As its unconscious minds are impacted, our consciousness gets depleted or deployed in a real world. So we have aggression, we have fights with our relationships, we have a lot of issues. As you can know that in the world we are having a lot of mental health issues because of our understanding and the quality of contents we are having in this society. So this experiment contributed towards the understanding. So Mr. Albert Bandura got a award by APA, American Psychological Association, a big contribution towards understanding the mental health of the society. So they awarded him the groundbreaking experiment and the award for understanding the human aggression in our children, because the society we live in has to be in a social norms. If we don't follow the social norms, we be in trouble or we be in crisis, a crisis of understanding ourselves. Depression, anxiety, schizophrenic symptoms, our you name it, phobia. These all are contributing factors from our childhood because of the role of the media and what we observe, what we can selectively observe it. So it's completely about our understanding. So this media psychology plays a very important role for from the Bobo experiment. So today we discuss about the Bobo experiment, which is also known as observational learning, the experimental design, and how this experiment was conducted, and its contribution towards humanity, until in the modern world how media played a vital role on the basis of this theory. So the next topic we'll discuss about is the most famous experiment, or you can say unethical experiment, the Stanford Prison Experiment, and how it also contributed in understanding the human mind and the media psychology. Thank you so much.